Oh wow, it's an actual attack from a frogget. That's the first time that's happened. Still killed it, so who cares? Because now we can start playing. There's already a save file here, which I'm going to have to reset, because last time I played about an hour and a half of this game, and I didn't quite understand the rules of what a genocide run, which I'm not actually going to call it a... Why am I walking up? I'm not actually going to call it a genocide run in the... In the YouTube videos, because I very much doubt that YouTube is going to like me calling it that. Howdy, I am Flowey the Flower. Why'd you make me introduce myself? It's rude to act like you don't know who I am. Someone also teach you proper manners. I guess this is probably because I reset, right? I guess little me will have to do. Ready? Here we go. See that heart? That is your soul. It's a very combination of your being. Your soul starts off weak, but can grow stronger if you gain a lot of levels. Love. What is that? What does LV stand for? Well, love, of course. You want some love? I want some love for you, yes, for sure. Don't worry, I'll share some with you. Down here, love is shared through little white friendliness. Ballots. Yeah, that's same up in the real world. Are you ready? Move around. Get as many as you can. You idiot. In this world, it's kill or be killed. Why would anyone pass an opportunity like this? This is not going to go well for my throat. Die. Luckily, I don't know what... Like the characters, I expect there's going to be relatively little dialogue compared to the normal like neutral or pacifist runs, because characters die, right? They don't come back after they die, is what I assume. So things like Papyrus just calling you all the fucking time ain't gonna happen, and that's gonna be real good for my throat. I'm also gonna have to drink a lot of water because. Especially in this first part with Papyrus, is going to be a thing. It's not going to be great for me. What a terrible creature, torturing such a poor, innocent youth. Oh, no innocence here. Oh, do not be afraid, my child. I am Toriel, caretaker of the ruins. I pass through this place every day to see if anyone's fallen down. You are the first human to come here in a very long time. Come, I will guide you through the catacombs. This way. And we're going to literally kill everything. So, as I understand it, the Shadow of the Ruined, as I understood it last time, you have to kill everything you come across. I misunderstood that ever so slightly, and it ended up being you have to kill everything full stop. Which means that you have to go out of your way to level grind until there's no more living creatures. Just needed to do that because OCD. There's no more living creatures in a given area before you go on to defeat the boss fight. Because after you defeat the boss fight, there's not going to be any encounters there anyway. So that's going to make it take a little longer. I'm sure that is very much... Oh, I almost fell over. I'm sure that is very much by design. Because... we played like an hour and a half last time. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's up for members in the members content playlist. It's the longest video in that playlist. It should be easy to find. Oh shit! I should have been reading the dialogue. It's just a tutorial. Doesn't matter. And nothing really changed as far as like dialogue goes. So I was confused, I looked it up, and then I learned what you actually need to do. Ah, those are not for fighting, they're for talking. We do not want to hurt anybody, do we? We do. Come now. There's another puzzle in this room. I wonder if you can solve it. The puzzle is just following you? I need to kill everything in here. Okay, that's good to know. This shouldn't be that difficult. What happens if I talk tutorial after killing a living thing? This is the puzzle, but here, take my hand for a moment. The game's literally holding your hand. Because that's funny! It's a hand-holding tutorial. It's funny because that's what like people call overly annoying tutorials. Yeah, you get it? Puzzles are a little too dangerous for now. Don't know about that. You've done excellently thus far, my child. However, I have a difficult request to ask of you. I would like you to walk to the end of this room by yourself. Forgive me for this. I can't go back to kill more froggets. We'll do that in a moment. We'll be fine. I don't think you have to do every single room. You might have to, and I might be able to go back. I think it's on an area by area basis, not on a room by room basis. If it's on a room by room basis, that means it's going to take a fucking while. I also don't know why I'm keeping myself within the lighter pink path, because you definitely don't have to. It's just something that my brain compels me to do, for whatever fucking reason. Greetings, my child. Do not worry, I did not leave you. I wish you would. I was merely behind that pillar the whole time. Thank you for trusting me. I'm going to be so happy when I kill you. However, there was an important reason for this exercise. To test your independence. Really now? Because I kind of doubt that. I must attend to some business, and you must stay alone for a little while. Please remain here. It's dangerous to explore by yourself. I have an idea. I will give you a cell phone. If you have need for anything, just call. Be good, alright? You didn't give me anything. Well, there's the menu option now, which is on which button exactly? It's on C, because that makes a lot of sense. Hello, this is Tutorial. You've not left your room, have you? No. No. There are a few puzzles ahead that I have yet to explain. It would be dangerous for you to try to solve them by yourself. Be good, alright? Yeah, no, I'm gonna murder everything. Like, literally just everything. It says take one, take a piece of candy. Hell the fuck yeah. Take one, take candy. You took more candy. How disgusting. Take one, take more candy. Yeah. You take another piece of candy. Feels like the scum of the earth. I like the dialogue in this game a lot. Take candy. You took too much too fast. As candy spills onto the floor. I mean, I can still pick up candy while it's on the floor, right? I mean, 5-second rule and all. Let's go kill some frogs. So, we have to do level grinding, like forced level grinding in this game. And, well, we don't have to do it in this game, but in this, like, route of the game, you have to do that. I'm just gonna go check if the other room is accessible to me again, and if this is... That's the one thing I didn't look up, whether or not this mechanic is on a room by room basis or a area by area basis. I am 99% sure it's area by area, not room by room. But it's worth going back to check. Can I even go back? I mean, I can. So that's good. But it doesn't seem like there's going to be any encounters around here. So I might have already screwed myself. That will be fun. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any encounters around here. So yeah, no. That one encounter's probably just scripted. Because it always happens in that place just after the dummy fight. So I'm assuming that just means that this entire area doesn't have any encounters until that room. So going back to that room and go and kill an alone. Which will help, because we're going to need the HP. We don't really need the HP. I do wonder, because, okay, now, let me rephrase. Last time I did this, I was very much amazed by the fact that none of the fights I did, none of the boss fights, that is, were any different at all. That's because I wasn't doing a proper genocide run, probably. I am still half expecting fights to be different this time around. So, I think the first, well, the real first show of that would be Toriel. And I'm expecting Toriel to, like, actually fight back a little more. if we're doing a genocide run. But then Papyrus is also a good question, because Papyrus is kind of like just bullshitting mostly during his fight usually. Is he actually going to put up a challenge? He's not going to be anything like Sans. But surely, like, genocide runs are known for being more difficult. And surely they're not just more difficult because it contains the Sans fight, which I know is a brutal fucking fight. I feel like I'll do fine against it. I won't do it first time, but I'll probably be fine. But it also has to mean that the fights themselves are in some way more difficult, right? Because as far as I understand, if it's the same fights, but I have more HP, and presumably they'll go over a bit quicker because killing things is easier than talking it out, there's no real reason for the genocide run to be any more difficult. As a matter of fact, other than the Sans fight, it would probably be easier. So the actual fights themselves have to be more difficult. In one way or another. I don't know how. I guess we'll see. Hopefully we'll get a somewhat clear answer to that within today's stream. Very much not within today's episode if you're watching this on YouTube. Because these are being split up in like 25-30 minute increments probably. I don't know if I'm going to stream like a full 2 hours and keep it at an hour and a half or so. Probably at least an hour and a half, I imagine. So far, by the way, if you're watching this game, you're like, you're talking about this being difficult. Obviously, I mean, these are token enemies. These are the first enemies in the game. Nothing is going on here. I'm literally just farming for some money. And very important question. As I understand, if you're doing a genocide run, shops will refuse to serve you. Because you're literally killing everything. So why do I need gold? Or is that just... I assume if you're killing things in the neutral route but not doing an actual genocide run, that is where you can use the gold. But if you're going full on genocide, you can't use shops. Which is probably what makes it more difficult, because you can't get healing items. Okay, I'm starting to get... things are starting to click together. If that's true, that you can't use shops, you then can't use healing items, which means that the fights themselves are going to be more difficult. Then again, you're going to have like 5 times the amount of HP within no time. So, do you really need healing items at that point? The attacks themselves must also deal more damage. Oh wow, it's an actual attack from a frogget. That's the first time that's... Still killed it, so who cares. That's the first time that's ever happened. I don't know how long I need to go until enemies stop showing up. At some point, enemies will stop showing up. And it's not like just walking around you don't get any encounters. You'll actually get an encounter and it says nobody came. It will actually inform you as to when you are ready to move on to the next part. No idea, again, how long that's going to take. That could be the next encounter. It could be like 50 encounters. Which just seems not great, honestly. I would also like a little bit of background music going on here. It's a little eerie just walking around. Could have sworn there was a background track at the start here. But maybe not. I also do wonder if there's a set amount of every type of enemy. Is it just a set amount of encounters you need to get through, or is there a set amount of specifically froggets and like winsoms and whatever else you get later on in the game? At which point you're actually killing like individuals rather than just like making your way through a number of encounters. That would be interesting. It does seem like that might be the case. It seems like you might be done with killing froggets because we're not running into them anymore. Then again, it could just be random variants. Like randomness does tend to clump together like this sometimes, so we'll see. I guess we can't see, like, we can't make a definitive conclusion based on this one room. No, okay, so we still have froggets. Never mind. I'm just being an idiot. That's what. Oh no, I got hit by one thing. Let's just heal up a bit. Did it really matter? No. No, it didn't. But might as well, right? If nothing else, just for the fact that we could save here. Again, the lack of music is very, very eerie. I think the lack of music is only in this area, this map. Other areas will probably just have background music in the overworld. I fucking hope. Because it makes me feel real uneasy. Which might be like part of the game. Realizing, oh, you're doing genocide. We're going to make you feel uneasy because you're a psychopath. Which admittedly, that does make sense. Can we please stop giving me encounters? I think I'm quite done with this area. So far the genocide run doesn't seem difficult, it mostly just seems tedious. Which, I guess that gives me an opportunity to just like talk and do stuff between all of the dialogue. Because if you're just doing a pacifist run, or a neutral run even, where you're killing things, you don't really get a lot of opportunity to just like hang out and talk with chat. There's nobody in chat right now, so I don't get the opportunity to hang out with chat. But I do get the opportunity to just like ramble and talk, which at this point I've done more rambling and just random talking than I've done in the hour and a half I did the other week. So I guess there's that. And now that I've started doing this, I also have to maintain a schedule with doing this. I'm streaming this on a Thursday. I was planning on doing these on Tuesdays. I might still move them to Tuesday. Then again, now that I've done it on Thursday, I might as well stick with Thursdays. Which is generally a good idea because Tuesday is like kind of like half a day off for me at this point. So just having the Tuesday to myself might not be a bad idea to begin with. I'm all doing this, by the way, because I'm working on a video about storytelling. And obviously Undertale, it doesn't quite work the way I assumed it would work. Which means it's not as good as I was gonna give it credit for. But still, it does an interesting thing with how it tells its story, right? Because it's not based on any like dialogue trees or any like cheap ass bullshit like that. It's actually based on your gameplay actions. The way I assumed it worked, which is clearly not how it works, is that just based on whether or not you kill bosses, it steers you in one direction or the other. But if you just kill the bosses and or just kill anything you come across and not go out of your way to literally murder everything, you just end up on a neutral route. And if you want the genocide route, you kind of have to go out of your way to do that. Which is, it's not really what I was expecting, but that's why I'm playing this, right? Because I, number one, needed the footage for it, obviously. But I also wanted to experience the route for myself and maybe not play the entire way through if it gets too difficult, which I very much doubt that it will. Like I'm no master at bullet hell games, but generally speaking, I'm quite decent at it. I would argue. So still going. Every time I encounter something, I'm like, oh, surely this is going to be it, right? Surely this is going to be where the game stops giving me enemies to murder. But no, it doesn't. It really wants to make sure that you don't accidentally end up on the genocide path. I wonder if Toriel is going to comment on the fact that I murdered everything in the ruins by the time I get back to Toriel. Like, is that where the paths diverge already, or is it like not until after the tutorial fight, or not even after, like until the Papyrus fight maybe? Or the Papyrus puzzles? Is Papyrus going to be less friendly to me? Because he's very friendly for somebody who's supposed to be hunting humans in the pacifist and neutral runs. So I'm kind of tempted to go to the next room, but I want to finish things in this room first and then see if in the next couple of rooms I might be... maybe I have to do all of this again, because if I have to do all of this every single room, and not just every single area, like every single world, for lack of a better word, I am just quitting. Because I've been in this room for about 10 minutes. And if every room in the game takes me 10 minutes, I think there's like 100 something rooms. I'm not going to do that. At that point, I'm just going to look up the cutscenes on YouTube. And see the actual differences in like... I would very much like to experience this firsthand. But if it takes an investment of like... well, more hours than I have until I plan to release that video. I'm not going to do that. That seems unreasonable for it to be like a 200 or so hour. That's just some really rough guessing, more so than math even. If it's a 200 hour playthrough, that probably, it's just not the case, right? There's very few games can get 200 hour playthroughs. I don't even know if there's a game that has 200 hours of content, really. Like, replayability aside, there's plenty of games with replayability way over 200 hours, but for a single playthrough, 200 hours, like, some Bethesda games, but nobody came. Fucking finally. Now it just says determination. And we have a background track again. And it's an ominous one. But nobody came. Okay, so it's actually per location, not per map. Hello, this is Toriel. For no reason in particular, which do you prefer? Cinnamon or butterscotch? Wait, do not tell me. Is it cinnamon? Both kinda good, I guess. No. Oh, I see. Well, thank you. Goodbye for now. Hello, this is Toriel. You do not dislike cinnamon, do you? I know you prefer what your preference is, but reading difficult. Would you turn up your nose if you found it on your plate? Right, I understand. Thank you for being patient, by the way. But nobody came. Because everybody's dead. Hello. Do you have any allergies? Why am I asking? No reason at all. Let's see if I can remember. Okay, so at this point it's kind of annoying. Okay, so what you want to do is not kill everything in the first room. You want to kill everything in the last room. Because that way you organically just kill things as you go through. So yeah. Do I remember? I remember now. Good. And you don't waste time, like, encountering empty encounters, if that makes any sense. And there we go. Because while this is very fun, it's also kind of annoying that it still gives you... Like, if it gives you one encounter with but nobody came, that's all you should really need at that point. Because at that point you just know that you've done everything you need to do for the genocide purposes. As well as the background music changing. So there's no need to bombard me with empty encounters every single fucking step. God damn you. Can I kill this rock too? Like, I'm killing everything in this world as is. I like how it just says determination. It's not like, oh, this piece of the world. Huh. Napstablook knows to run the fuck away from me. That's neat. So can I still buy things from these spiders? Leave 7 gold in the web. I have plenty. Plenty of money. That's gonna be like not useful for the intended purpose, but you can still use it as food. So very interesting that... Okay, so Napstablook just fucked off. Which means that he's not going to be fighting with me or be part of the fight against the haunted dummy later in the game. If that fight even takes place to begin with. Hello? I just realized that it's been a while since I've cleaned up. I was not expecting to have company so soon. There's probably a lot of things laying about. Oh, there's a lot of things. Mostly dead bodies. Can you pick them up? But do not carry more than you need. Someday you might see something you really, really like. You will want to leave room in your pockets for that. Dead bodies. Mostly. Again, a lot of dead bodies. Wait, aren't there usually enemies, like interactable enemies around these halls as well? Do I have to go kill those too? It seems like they might have just fucked off as is. I'm gonna give it like another look over just to make sure. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. This is something. You found a faded ribbon. A faded ribbon that I can wear. Let's see. You equipped a ribbon. I probably should have checked what that does. Okay, 3 defense. That's quite good. How do I go back with axe? Okay, it's just like a Game Boy emulator, which makes sense because look at the art style here. This one is not what we care about. Okay, so we have blue, green, and red. And we need to get empty encounters. I get the point. If you can read this, press the blue switch. I think the blue switch is behind this one. It's a switch. Press it. Let's do so. Okay, so we have, if you can read this, press the red switch. Nobody's here. We can just straight up see the red switch, so that's not a problem. And then the last one is actually kind of tricky, as I recall. If you can read this, press the green switch. I think the green switch is behind this one, right? I'm a genius. I'm actually a genius. Holy shit. What is to this direction, I wonder? Oh, it's the toy knife. You find a toy knife. I'm gonna equip it. Item, toy knife, use. We're gonna use that to kill Goat Mom. Because I've already killed everything in here anyway, so... Oh dear, that took longer than I thought it would. It's very good that you didn't come find me, because you'd see dead bodies all over the fucking place. How did you get here, my child? Are you hurt? I'm the only thing that's not hurt, thank you very much. Not a scratch, impressive, but still. I should have not left you alone for so long. It was irresponsible of me to surprise you like this. Well, I suppose I cannot hide it any longer. Come, small one. Oh, you're gonna die. You're gonna die real good. Do you smell that? Surprise! It's a butterscotch cinnamon pie. I thought we might celebrate your arrival. I want you to have a nice time living here, so I will hold off on snail pie for tonight. Here, I have another surprise for you. This is a room of your own. I hope you like it. I almost feel bad for that I'm about to kill you. Is something burning? Oh, make yourself at home. Let's just go sleep. You are carrying too much. God damn. Info. Heals 10 HP. It's already been used several times. Okay. Definitely want to keep the bandage then. But we don't really need the stick, I suppose, right? Attack. Its bark was worse than its bite. It literally doesn't do anything, it seems like. So let's drop the stick. You find a slice of whatever pie. Now, we have normal music again, which means our things need to go die. I think you should play upstairs instead. I have a knife. And I'm not afraid to stick it in you. Is there anything else that I need to steal? I can't steal the rest of the pie. I think I literally just sleep again.